Hi friends, this is Caitlin and I am so excited to be celebrating another Pink and Main release with you. The July 2022 release is out today and it is absolutely gorgeous. I spent a night out with my family and I took a picture of a beautiful summer sunset, and the second I saw these new wildflower stamps, I knew that I had to use them to recreate this image. It was so perfect. It was like a sign from the universe. So you're going to help me make this card today with some beautiful ink blending. And before we get started, I just want to ask, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps you be a part of our crafty family, and I am so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for me. So I appreciate all of you being here. And this is my inspiration picture for the card that we're going to be creating. So I'm going to do this red, yellow, blue skyline and then use our flowers and leaves to create that really pretty silhouette at the bottom. So I'm starting out by trimming a piece of white cardstock down to be 5 1/4 by 4 inches, so we get a very thin border around the edges when we go in to create our A2 size stamp or A2 size card with our color cardstock at the end. And I'm going in with five ink colors to start with. So I wanted to use my ergonomic mini blending brushes from Pink and Main for the bulk of this ink blending, because I just love how much control it gives you and how smooth of a blend you get between colors, and not in that they overlap. So when I blend with my foams, most of the time, as long as the cardstock I'm working on is good, I end up with a really smooth blend as far as creating a transition color between them where they overlap. But with these brushes, I'm able to get a beautifully smooth transition without creating that extra color. The colors just butt up against each other and still somehow blend without creating that third color, which is what I was really concerned with, because where I'm going to be putting the blue and the yellow next to each other, I really didn't want any green. And so my blending brushes were the perfect solution for that concern. I ended up getting a beautiful blend with no green. So I will tell you that I wanted to create a harder edge on the bottom and the top of this panel. So I did go in with blending foams just on the top and the bottom with my darkest two colors to really create that punch of color right on the edge of the cardstock where the foam kind of catches and creates that I don't know how else to explain it. It's just a truly hard edge, and I don't always love that look, but for this card specifically, I really wanted that look. But the rest of the blending I did with my blending brushes, and I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. So I'll have all of the colors of the inks that I'm using, as well as the rest of the products today, listed in the description box below for you. And really quickly, I just wanted to let you know that I am so excited to tell you I will be teaching a class as part of the Card Maker Success Summit that is happening right around the corner. It's going to be July 28th to the 31st, and the schedule is coming out soon. But I wanted to let you know that I am going to be involved, and I'll have a link down below for you to grab your free ticket. It is free to take any and all of the classes for the whole weekend. There are going to be opportunities for you to upgrade if you want, but to watch my class would be totally free and would be absolutely amazing and help to support me and my channel and the Card Maker Summit. And there's amazing sponsors, and it's just going to be a really good time. So if you haven't done it before, been a part of it before, make sure you go check it out. I'll have that link down below for you. But we're going to jump back into this card because I'm starting my stamping, and this was such a fun process to walk through with you. So to start out, I knew that I was going to be stamping off of the edges of my card panel. So I just took the piece of printer paper that I was blending on top of before, I folded it in half and I stuck it under here just for easier cleanup. And then to help me line up the right hand side of my card panel, I am just using a magnetic ruler. I know a lot of people have those really cool acrylic spacers that you can get for your Misty or whatever stamping platform, but I don't have any of those right now. So this very flat magnet worked out perfectly, and you'll see every time that something shifts, I just kind of slide everything back into place super easy, and it definitely worked out for me. So if you don't have any of those acrylic things either, definitely take a look around your desk and see if you can find something that'll work for you. But I am starting starting out by stamping, I'm going from the lower left-hand corner to the upper right-hand corner. We're going to kind of be creating a diagonal sweep, just the same as my inspiration picture. And I am going in just one at a time. I didn't want to pre-plan everything out. I was just very concerned about it not feeling organic if I kind of planned everything at once, and then I couldn't go back and take anything away. And the other thing I want to mention is I'm using a different ink for this technique than I normally use. So I'm going in with Ink on 3's black ink. Let me see. So it's a waterproof, hybrid, acid-free blackout detail ink, and it is absolutely beautiful. So this is not good for working, well, it says it works with alcohol markers. I still had some bleeding, but because it is so blackout, truly blackout ink, it was the perfect ink to use for this stamp set. You get such a beautiful opaque image with these. It was perfect. So I also knew that I wasn't going to have a tall enough single stamp to reach as high as I wanted on that right hand corner. So I went in with 2 different stamps. I had them kind of overlapping in the middle, so they don't necessarily look like one complete plant, but it kind of just creates that flow all the way up where I wanted it in the card. And then this very large, tall floral was the perfect bridge to gap the space in between the other flower and that super tall leafy plant that I created. So now that I have my base shape down, I'm going to start going in with some of the smaller flowers and leaves to fill in those gaps at the bottom, just to kind of create that true kind of weed bush kind of feeling. The picture that I took, it is actually just one bush. It's not a bunch of different plants, but this set was just absolutely too perfect to not use for this. And I love the idea of repeating some of these smaller plants at the bottom. It just makes so much sense to me, because you know, weeds will go crazy and just grow and try to spread themselves out all over. So you can use as many of these little filler flowers as you want and just kind of keep repeating and filling in that space until you're happy with it. One of the things that I love the most about this stamp set too is that some of the leaves are so bold and thick, and some of them are so thin and detailed and delicate looking. I think it just really, again, plays up that truly organic feel and helps everything to kind of balance out. I'm just in love with this. I cannot wait to use this stamp set to also create some beautiful fall scenes. I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous, and no matter what background colors you're using with this, it would be absolutely stunning. So 10 out of 10 recommend. And I do get these images, the stamps, for free as part of the design team, but I absolutely do not have to make a video with any of them. I just wanted to share it with you because I thought they were gorgeous and they fit my dream picture that I wanted to create. They fit it perfectly. So I did borrow this sentiment set, this sentiment from one of the other sets. I'll have that listed down in the description box below for you. It's also stunning and I will definitely be using it very soon, but this sentiment was just too perfect. The font and calligraphy of it is amazing, and the sentiment says life is beautiful with you in it, and it really just captured the spirit that I wanted to recreate with this beautiful card that just makes me think of a beautiful summer night spent with my family. So I originally was going to just glue this down to the gray cardstock, the new gray cardstock that you see back there, but it just kind of felt too floaty. It just didn't work. It didn't make me happy. There was too much black going on the card to just go with the gray, and putting it straight on black just felt too heavy. So what I ended up doing was gluing my card panel down to this black cardstock, leaving just a thin, very, very thin border on those 2 sides, and then trimming it on the other 2 sides to match. So I don't have exact dimensions for this black panel, but I cut my gray cardstock down to be a regular standard A2 size card. So that one's 5.5 by 4.25. And you can see between the two, I just get a really thin border of black and gray. And I think that the black helps to ground everything, and the gray helps to keep it light enough that to me it still reads as a cheery summer card, and it's not super heavy. So if you ever feel like you need to add a little bit of grounding, you could always think of adding a very thin black or white frame around the edge of your card that helps to be kind of a bridge space to your bigger main card panel. And then I thought I would use these new embellishments, these new enamel dots, but the black just seemed like it was going to muddy up the black images that I'd worked so hard to create and keep kind of crisp and detailed. So what I ended up doing was going in with these clear glitter enamel dots, and to me they kind of give the imagery of little fireflies, kind of like little glimmery lights kind of shining through these flowers, and it's just perfect. It just summed up everything about the feeling I was trying to create. They're soft enough that they don't distract from the images, but it's still enough sparkle that to me it creates a very nice finished piece. So I went with 5, kind of following the rule of odd numbers that I try to stick with, just scattered along inside those flowers. And I think that this whole card just came together so perfectly. So I am so grateful for you coming to hang out with me today. Please go check out the rest of the Pink and Main release because it's absolutely stunning, and make sure that you go check out the link below in the description box for more information on that Cardmaker Success Summit because it's going to be a blast. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you have an amazing week, and as always, happy crafting.